What's up, anime fans? What do you think was the best Yu-Gi-Oh anime series iteration? I did a poll for you guys, asking you guys what title video I should do next, either Yu-Gi-Oh or Beyblade, and majority of people said Yu-Gi-Oh. So today I'm here with a Yu-Gi-Oh topic. Which series do you think was the best? So if you don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh is about, it's about a boy named Yugimoto. He solves a puzzle known as the Millennium Puzzle. After he solves it, he gets like a mysterious alter ego named Yami, who is the spirit of a pharaoh, a Tim, that has been sealed inside of the puzzle, who comes forth whenever Yugi needs it. I just like the old Yu-Gi-Oh series. I feel like it was really original for its time. Came out in 2000, a year before I was born. I just feel like the original Yu-Gi-Oh was just very original. It brought characters to us like Joey Wheeler, Seto Kaiba, Bakura, and Maximilian Pegasus, and Merrick. It brought cards to us like Dark Magician, Blue Eyes White Dragon, and Red Eyes Black Dragon. It brought ritual cards too. And it also brought fusion cards like Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, Dark Paladin, which was a fusion between Dark Magician and Buster Blader, two of Yugi's main cards in the show. And I feel like at the beginning of the show, fusion cards is what led into the next series, which was Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which came out in 2004. The protagonist's name is Jaden Yuki. It revolves around him. He goes to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Academy. It's split into classes, so classes are based off of the Egyptian god card, Winged Dragon the Raw, Slifer, Sky Dragon, and Obelisk the Tormentor. So they have blue, red, and yellow. He's in the lowest class. He is in the red. He's in Slifer red. And he had the Elemental Hero deck, which I thought was a very sweet deck. It was just a deck with some superheroes, and like I said, the beginning they brought us fusion cards. I feel like fusion cards was like what led into the next series, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which was primarily mostly about fusion cards. That's where we start seeing Jaden using cards, fusing his Elemental Hero deck, using and bringing forth people like Playman, and I just remember it just had a nostalgic feel. And I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! GX was original too, but I feel like it was primarily based off of Yu-Gi-Oh! I feel like it was just like a DLC to Yu-Gi-Oh! I wasn't around for Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Like I said in my last video, the one about nostalgic animes, go check that out if you haven't seen it, like it up. But yeah, I talked about in that video how I started on Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, which was way after Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. In 2004, I wasn't around for Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and it brought characters like Chaz, Jesse with the Crystal Beast and Rainbow Dragon, and Aster Phoenix with the Destiny Hero, Cyrus with the Roids and his fusion cards, Bastion Misawa with the elemental like water dragon, fire dragon. He was a good, he was one of my favorite characters from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Very smart and intellectual character. Like I said, the original series was just like original with their character. I feel like they brought their own aspects and different techniques to their own styles. Yeah, I didn't finish Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I believe I only watched season 1 and 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and then I watched all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like the original series. Like I watched all of that. Like I said, I started on Zexal. And then in 2008, we got Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, which brought forth Synchro Monsters and Synchro Summoning. I like Synchro Summoning, but I kind of think it was kind of hard to pull off with, you know what I'm saying, the requirements to be able to pull off the summon. The requirements where you needed a tuner monster, and the next monster you were using, the levels had to equal up to whatever you were trying to bring forth. If you had a level 4 tuner and a level 4 monster, you could bring forth a level 8 synchro monster. I just feel like it was a hard summon for me to kind of grasp. I feel like it was one of the harder summons to pull off too, being that you needed a specific type of monster to bring forth that monster. Yeah, this special summoning I feel like was kind of hard. But I like Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds because I like the characters like Yusei, Fudo, I like Jack. But I like Crow too with his Blackwing deck. Yeah, Synchro Monsters just brought a different feel to Yu-Gi-Oh! I feel like. And Yusei, his deck revolved around the Stardust Junk Synchron deck. I feel like it was like a fusion of 3 decks to me. I never finished 5Ds. I believe I only watched like a couple episodes of this one. Like I said, I started in Zexal. When I started Yu-Gi-Oh! It was wrapped up and it was over. But I did go back and watch a couple episodes to see what it was about. Like I watched some of the fights and watched some of the battles, but I didn't like watch it all the way through and like keep up with all the story and stuff like that. Then in 2011, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal came out, and like I said, that was the series that I was introduced to. It's a series me and my brother started Yu-Gi-Oh! in. The protagonist's name was Yuma Tsukumo, and his deck was the Utopia deck. And this series it brought forth a new summoning method. Just like the last series, 5Ds, they brought Synchros. And then this one brought forth XYZs, which was a new summoning method for the time. I remember everybody hated XYZ summoning. Like when I first started, everybody hated it, but I loved it. It was the easiest summon. I feel like all you had to do was, if you wanted to bring forth a level 4 or a rank 4 XYZ, all you had to do was stack 2 level 4 monsters on top of each other and bring forth the XYZ from your extra deck. And it was just so simple. If you could add, you could XYZ summon basically. He had the Utopia deck. They brought forth characters like Shark, Kite. He had the Photon deck, the Photon Dragon deck. Shark, he had the Sharks. Astro too, who is kind of like a main character too. I like Zexal because it was always thrilling, because you didn't know if Yuma was gonna lose or not, because if he lost, it was over. Like, he literally had to win every time. Like, there was no going back. If he lost, him and Astro would literally die. So they brought characters like Nistro too, with the Heroic Challenger deck, which I really thought was OP. Like in the actual card game, I feel like double air attack, do stuff like double air attack. And it was based off XYZ summoning, but it had high attack monsters that could just double and triple their attack, and it was just crazy. And then in 2014, Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 came out, brought forth another new summoning, and I feel like this summoning was really hated. I feel like it was more hated than XYZ summoning. You guys let me know down in the comments. Yeah, pendulum summoning. I loved pendulum summoning because, like I said, I always used the deck that everybody hated. I used the Performapole Odd Eyes Magician deck, which was used by the main character, Yuya Sakaki, in the Arc 5 show. Cards were based off of Odd Eyes Dragon and some Performer Pals and Magicians. The summoning was very overpowered. I feel like that's why people hated it. I remember it changed the entire setup of gameplay. Like, it literally put forth like a new slot on the game map. They added the pendulum zones, and you had to have different pendulum monsters in those zones depending on it's hard to explain. Those are the monsters that you could bring forth between those levels. So if you had a 2 and a 7 pendulum, between 2 and 7 you could bring forth monsters. So 3 and level 6, between those you could bring forth. So you could just special summon as many monsters on the field. As many zones as you got open, you could bring forth those many. I feel like this summoning was very overpowered. You guys let me know down in the comments what you guys think, but I feel like it was very hated. Freak what it did to the gameplay. Like, the show was a very good show, Arc 5. It was hated too because in the show it had action cards, which I feel like was like another Astro. It basically always gave Yuya Sakaki a plot armor, and he would always get a crazy action card that would help him out in the most randomest moment. I feel like pendulums were very overpowered. People think that it ruined the pacing of the game. Like, it sped it up and made it more complex and faster, which I do think that it did. But I liked Arc 5, like the show, because like I said, it just like kept all the summoning methods. It still kept all the old summoning methods, like the XYZ summoning, the pendulum summoning, the synchro summoning, the fusion ritual. Those were all still incorporated in the show, and those were all still seen. You still see them use it. Like in Zexal, you only seen XYZ summoning, and you didn't even see like ritual, or you only seen fusion a couple times. Like, you primarily only seen XYZ summoning in that verse. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is mainly about fusion. So y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. I feel like pendulum kind of really changed. That's when stuff started changing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Then in 2017, Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains came out. This is a series that I never watched. This is I ended in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. I stopped watching like the actual series and stuff, and stopped playing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 around 2015, 2016. I was done playing Yu-Gi-Oh! 2017, like I said, Vrains came out, and it was like a futuristic Zexal. It was based around Yusaku Fujiki, that's the name. It was another new method, link summoning. It was a one that I, like I said, was not familiar with because I quit, because I just feel like it made things too complicated. It changed the game map again. It made it a new zone for links. It's around Decode Talker, the card Decode Talker, and it was based around link cards. I feel like it really changed the game because you had to have a link card in your deck to even special summon or do anything crazy. And I feel like it really, like, I don't know, it changed the game completely. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. This is just my opinions on it. I just feel like when Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains came out and link summoning, it was already different when pendulum summoning came out, but I feel like when they did it again, it was just like, it's too much now. And then I was like scared for the future, because I'm like, if they doing this, what's the next series and what are they going to do next? You know what I'm saying? What are they going to do to the game at? I just can't keep up, and I just want to, you know what I'm saying, stay to a configurative game that is simple with a good pacing. And I've been low-key picking up that One Piece card game. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple cards. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about the One Piece card game. Yu-Gi-Oh was my stuff back in the day. 2020, so what, almost 4 years ago now, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7th came out, and this was another one that I didn't watch because I was done by that time. I don't know the methods of summoning for this one, so y'all let me know down in the comments if y'all know the summoning method for this one. I also don't know the main character, so if y'all know the main characters' names, let me know down in the comments. If you enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! 7th, this was one that I wasn't around for. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush came out in 2022, and it's still going. Y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think was the best series, and which series had the best impact to the game, the actual card game. Like I said, with XYZ summoning and pendulum summoning, link summoning, it really like changed the game out and really changed the pacing of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think was the most impactful Yu-Gi-Oh! Series in iteration, anime to the card game. And also, who do you think was the best main character? You got Yuya, you got Yuma, you got Yugi and Yami, Yusei, Jaden. I'll let me know down in the comments what y'all think. If you like and enjoy videos like this, please go down below and subscribe. My name's J-Rock. If you enjoyed the video, like, leave a comment for me. I ain't gonna talk your head off. I'll see you on the next video. You dig?